Hi people and hello my Chili con Carnage crew, it's Chili here for a 5-minute review on Greta Van Fleet and their newest album, Starcatcher. And is it good or not? Let's take a look at this album. The other day I watched the DC movie Black Adam, and despite being a generic knockoff from other superhero films, it was still an enjoyable experience. I think this pretty much sums up Greta Van Fleet. Okay, recording over. Thanks for watching. What did you think? Oh, what do you mean I got 4 more minutes to go? Okay, fine. Led Zeppelin is a band in the rock industry that is probably best compared to as the Mount Everest of music. Everyone knows its iconic status, everyone wants to climb it, and the path to its peak is littered with the bodies of those who have tried. So to have your band being mentioned in the same breath of air as these gods is probably not the worst thing you can achieve. Greta Van Fleet have given us their 4th entry into their catalogue, and it is a no-nonsense rock record that is unabashedly akin to their idols. If you have heard of this band or played their music, then it should come as no surprise that they haven't shifted their sound for this record. If you don't know of the artist, then imagine a Led Zeppelin covers band was allowed to record an album. In fact, if I played you a part of their song and didn't tell you of the artist, you might think you were listening to some B-side track from The Song Remains the Same. I have to give a shout out to the first half of the album, which is very captivating. The spacey and psychedelic guitar crunch heard on the song Sacred the Thread really reminds me of No Quarter in parts, and the guitar solo in Frozen Light was pretty cool. All the music on offer is fairly solid, and I can't really fault their efforts. The band know how to write some solid rock and roll songs, and at 42 minutes it's perfect in length as it doesn't feel excessively long. A lot of people have come out to vocalise their criticism of the band, mostly of them being blatantly plagiarising Page & Co, but I have to say to those people, you gotta shut up. Yeah, the band aren't doing anything to expand the music scene, but you don't need to either. They are emulating their idols and their music similar to how Led Zeppelin did when they emulated their idols like Muddy Waters, Robert Johnson, traditional blues, or Elvis. I mean, a whole lot of love is heavily appropriated from the song You Need Love, and while not uncommon for the time, a lot of their songs from their early albums were covers of traditional songs or other musicians. A lot of people seem hung up on the fact that Greta Van Fleet are taking their sound from Led Zeppelin, but forget that Led Zeppelin were taking their sound from others too, albeit in a bit more of a different direction. That's just how music works, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention Crownlands, who successfully made a brilliant album earlier this year that feels like a spiritual successor to Rush, and that is what Greta Van Fleet feel like, a spiritual successor. Yes, Greta Van Fleet are never going to replace Led Zeppelin, but that doesn't mean that we just disregard their music because of that. That being said, the band are stuck behind a glass ceiling by doing so, and without evolving their sound, they will stay there as long as the song remains the same. But it's not a bad place to be. Better to write music that is enjoyable than to gamble on a new sound that not everyone will enjoy. So yes, the band are playing it safe. I remember Steven Wilson said in an interview that he really hated Greta Van Fleet because of them just copying Zepp, which seems odd as people in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks, especially when his band, Porcupine Tree, just copied Pink Floyd's sound, or at least in their early stage of the band's career. I know they changed their style later on, and that's why I like to think that he means this as a warning for being typecast to the role. But I get the feeling that Greta Van Fleet are happy where they are, and are not about to change path anytime soon. Overall, I'll be giving this album a score of 7 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite songs being Fate of the Faithful, The Falling Sky, and Meeting the Master. Once all is said and done, this album is simple in its approach, but contagious and catchy in its music. There is a lot of music that is awesome, especially if you enjoy the 70s rock music scene, and if you do, I think that you will enjoy what this band has to offer. When the wheel has been invented, you can only add so much to add to its design, and Greta Van Fleet have done so. Give this album a spin and see if this is something that you can enjoy, because I think it has a market despite the naysayers. Thank you for checking out this 5-minute review. Make sure to leave us a like if you enjoyed it, and as always, subscribe to the channel. We are small and always looking for more people to enjoy our content. You have a great day and stay spicy. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Live Listen Erased. And if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you share it with all your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our Chili con Carnage crew so you can get notified for all the future videos that we put out, as we put out videos every Friday. Also, we are on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter over at Live Listener Race, so make sure to tune in over there. And don't forget to like this video so that our manager can stay very happy.